Can you see this?
Huh? Wait.
If you go on Discord and double click on my name, it'll grand.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I believe we have
Buddy.
begun.
No. Buddy's back.
The dog.
He's back. What will he do now? Hey, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to the Fandom Lives.
Wow.
Wow. Anime. Wow.
Oh,
Cool.
boy.
Yeah. Gonna turn you up a little bit over here.
Okay. Well, tell me. I don't know what you should tell me. I forgot. I lost my thought mid-sentence.
Don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined tonight by the Candankerous. I don't even know if that's a word.
It
TrashQueen.
is now.
It is now. How you doing?
Pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, super good. I mean, obviously circumstances aren't really ideal. How are we doing, chat? The Fandom Lives. Ultra Instinct Shadow. Yes, we have returned. It was a little bit longer. My original intention was to do this every 3 weeks, but it's obviously depending on people's availability. So we've had Blair, we've had David, and we've had Comic Cat. And now TrashQueen joins the fold. Just as a reminder, the format is that we're just playing through like an HD remake of Undertale, or like a coloured remake. So you get to watch me. You're on Discord, right? Have you got me on Discord yet?
Yes, I see.
So I'm gonna
says remastered mod.
Yeah, so you get to see all of like the neat icons and stuff. The irony being, I started this series and I used this mod because I thought it would be cool, and then Undertale Together became a thing, which would have suited this format much better. But you know, it is what it is. Anyway, before we begin, I got some pre-stream announcements. It's very exciting for a professional. Anyway, merchandise is now on sale. Please check the description below for details of our Teespring page. I've mistakenly called it the Etsy page forever, but it's actually Teespring. Lots of stuff on sale. I recommend personally the hoodie. I always wear it. You should talk to my fiance about it. Like, I'm literally living in that hoodie. It's really comfy. Please take a look. If you're in the market for a new hoodie anyway, you might as well give that a go. It's probably good. The second point is I would love to spend my entire time staring at the chat and like answering questions, and I would like to do tag me at Jamish. This is me on the chat. I'll try my best to keep an eye on that, but please be patient with us because obviously we're doing things, we're talking, I'm playing Undertale at the same time. So if I don't see it, I'm really, really sorry. Also, if you this entire format is meant to be about talking with different content creators. So obviously, TwoAllNighters, we make stuff. Deanna, TrashQueen, she does as well. We're interested in getting people on this series, right? We want this to go on for a while, and I do have several people in line for future kind of fortnights. It's every 3 weeks I'm running this. But if you'd like me to feature someone...
We're going to play Fortnite.
No. We're not playing... I'm saying it's every...
I know, I'm kidding.
Anyway, if you'd like any content creator that you like and know to appear on the Fandom Lives, let me know. I will contact them. I mean, the worst thing that they can tell me is no, and that's fine. I'm used to rejection. Anyway, I'm also going to be in the Discord voice chat immediately after the stream to say hi and to hang out. TrashQueen, if you would like to come to like the TwoAllNighters like social server, I can send you an invite link. It'll be really cool to hang out with you guys afterwards because this is a community. We want to express that we are here for you and that we love you and that regardless of where you are and the crazy circumstances, we are still together. The fandom indeed lives. So that's me. I guess I'm going to start the show proper now. Welcome to the exciting introduction sequence to The fandom lives.
I'm sorry that you had to find out this way.
No, TrashQueen has become Dave-tastic. Guys, you gotta believe me. You gotta believe me. I definitely changed the name on the file. I just must have saved it
I
under
know,
the wrong
I
name.
changed it back because I stole his face and name.
Oh no. There you go.
I like a unruly fae of some kind.
Indeed. And the Dungeons and Dragons references will certainly continue. But before that, maybe I should like start playing this video game that I'm supposed to be streaming.
Okay, yeah, do it.
So I don't know if you've seen this or heard of this mod before.
Yeah, it makes the battle sprites colored, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're popping in.
Yeah, we're carrying on from the save file that I had before. So the entire
Oh, even the talk sprites.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Look
Kind
at
of
this.
unsettling to see him like actually be bone colored.
Yeah, a little bit. 2 jobs means like as many like the. Yeah, I'm a voice actor. Why'd you ask? You want to go to Grillby's?
Yeah, obviously, duh.
Gotta go to Grillby's. I pry myself away from my work. Follow me, I know a shortcut. Amazing. We're going to Grillby's, everybody. How's chat doing? PewDiePie needs to play Undertale to revive it. No need. I'm already here.
We don't need PewDiePie.
The revival is already happening. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Sans.
Greetings, Hans.
Hiya, Sansy.
Amazing. Cool. Man, should we go through the scene, or should I just dive into some? Maybe I should just dive into some questions. So there's like a format of questions that I usually ask everyone who's here, but I'm also introducing something new today. I'm very excited. No, oh, you'll know when it happens. You'll know when it happens.
Oh, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. So you obviously content creator for a little while, but let's talk Undertale.
Several years.
Several years. Undertale. When did you first play Undertale? Was it like straight after it was released, or was it a bit later? Or
I had heard of it around when it was like people were sharing the demo of it initially, and a person called Yamino, actually, she's a comic book author, did the comic Sister Claire, in case any of you have heard of it. It's good. It has like nuns and witches and stuff, and I'm gonna stop talking about that now. But she on her Tumblr mentioned like, here's this game, and it's this friendly little game where nobody has to die, and it's got a lot of like cool meta elements to it, and you should definitely play it because you don't have to kill anyone. And I'm like, that's neat. And I tried out the demo, and at that point I was pretty much super into it as soon as like Heartbreak started playing.
yeah,
when you face Toriel, and I'm like, oh shit, you
yeah,
know?
totally. Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the question: did you kill Toriel?
No, because I was told that I didn't have to kill anyone, so I had resolved pretty much from the moment I got the game that I wasn't going to kill anyone.
Oh, okay.
Because I pretty much never play bad guys in video games when I have the choice. I don't see the appeal in it, you know?
Yeah, totally. I mean,
It's not fun to feel like you're a bad person.
I mean that's true, but there's also like a, I guess that's kind of
I
the,
understand why other people would, and I'm not gonna bag on them for how they live their life and stuff. And there is something to be said about experiencing doing bad things in a video game,
yeah,
so that you like develop that like this is what it feels like to do the wrong thing.
mm. Yeah,
And I don't have any problems with that. And if you only play the genocide run, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. But I see you chose fries.
I chose fries because I asked the chat, and I also asked the chat if Papyrus was cool or uncool. You'd be surprised, but actually they voted that he's cool.
You mean not surprised at all?
Who's your favorite? Is Papyrus your favorite?
um, that's always changing for me.
It depends on which character
I
you're
mean,
drawing, right?
initially, Sans was immediately my favorite, but I mean, he's sort of a popular favorite to a lot of people, for a lot of reasons. But mostly, it's that like he sort of flip flops between like first you think he's really scary and then suddenly he's not scary and then suddenly he absolutely is super scary
Hmm.
and then you learn more about him and he's like no but he's a good guy.
Yeah,
So
totally.
the fact they kept me guessing, very few characters do that
Hmm.
to me, so
Probably be Sansa.
so I think his development through the game is very good,
Yeah,
like from a storytelling standpoint.
super good. I mean,
But now I sort of like, partially because I played Undyne for so long, and also just that she's very cool and I like her.
yeah.
I do like Undyne a lot,
You
but
know, yeah.
also
No, sorry. Please
yeah,
finish.
but also Papyrus is just very good. He's a very good person, and I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Do you know? You said that you were like, "Oh my goodness, this game." When you got tutorial.
Yeah.
See, for me, it was when I got to Undyne, like when she's on top of the cliff. I mean, we might get there. Probably might not. We're only going to be playing for an hour, but when we get there, I'm going to be freaking out because it's just like, oh my god, just like, oh my god, it's like when the screen just like gets smashed into pieces because she's like, no, why am I going to tell you that story? It's like, oh my god. At that point, I actually stood up in my seat. I actually played it like the Easter after it came out, so 2016, and I got up out my chair and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is unbelievable!" Like I literally.
I like that the in-universe explanation for why she did that is that she had an entire speech like ready to go, and then suddenly forgot all of it and had to just like, you know what, screw it.
Yeah, totally. Oh my goodness. Did you
But
see?
it doesn't come off as her, like when you first see it. It doesn't come off as her like having forgotten her speech. It just comes off as she's a cool badass.
Yeah, totally. Heard of a talking flower? We just did, didn't we? So you know all about it. The echo flower. Yeah. I mean, we've talked a bit about Undertale, but like I guess you're probably going to be most known for your work related to Undertale, but is that where it begins for you?
I feel like I hope that's where it begins. Like I really wanna make like comics and stories and stuff, and I hope that this is just sort of the beginning of my rise to that.
Yeah.
I think I mean, like a lot of comic artists start off doing like fan art, and that's what they get their initial fan base from.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that enough people will read Ask Frisk and Company and then like me as a result, and then be like, "Huh, I wonder what else she's doing."
Yeah, totally. I mean, was Ask and Frisk and Company like the first thing that you'd produced? Was there anything before that?
Oh no, No, I've done a bunch of other stuff before that, but they all sort of petered out in the end, one way or another. I actually
Okay.
had a different Ask blog once,
Oh, okay.
in the My Little Pony fandom.
Oh, I think you told me about this before. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was I mean it's still up. I didn't take it down or anything, but it's sort of a testament to my um I don't know. I have a hard time looking at it because not because I have anything against the My Little Pony fandom. I certainly don't.
Mm.
I I just see it as like a bit of a past failure because I gave up on it.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you associate kind of looking back on that
And
with.
and that's sort of something I've struggled with
Mm.
is starting a project and then eventually losing interest or losing the energy to go on, and then it just sort of falls by the wayside, and then sometimes I pick it back up but start over kind of thing. And but with AFAC, I haven't dropped the ball yet,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
really want to finish it like for real.
Hmm.
Actually, give it a satisfactory ending, which I've never done before.
I mean, why do you think that is?
I think sort of to prove to myself that I can,
Yeah.
if I'm being absolutely honest, because like I've never done it before, and I I've struggled with feeling I I'm not a good content creator for
Hmm.
that reason, that I just come up with ideas and then don't follow through.
Okay. And you think Ask Risk and Company is your kind of example when you ever have thoughts like that, you can always look back on it as something that no, no, no.
Like, no, I am actually capable of finishing something.
Yeah.
And also there's that it became like really popular really quickly.
Mm.
And
That's awesome. Also, hello.
hi,
Hello.
who dat?
It's Sage.
Oh, hey,
Hi.
Sage. We are streaming. You are on YouTube.
Oh god, hi.
You okay?
I was just surprised.
That's okay. I was just having a word with Deanna about some stuff. You can stick around if you like, but yeah, you're cool.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry.
we're about
just
to. Okay. We are at Papyrus's house for the date.
My house.
My house.
This this whole sequence is a never-ending like
Joy.
train of goofs that
Yeah.
like Toby Fox, you genius.
Yeah.
How do you do this?
You've chosen a good one to appear. Cool. So we talked a bit about like Undertale and what you do. Like you've talked about how it got really popular really quickly. Like
And just to be clear, I made it hoping that it would, because I realized something was that I had gotten into I'd become very passionate about a particular thing,
hmm,
but usually when I get into something, like it's always too late, because like
yeah.
I didn't read Harry Potter until like it had been a thing a long time ago, and then all of a sudden like I'd read the entirety of the series in like
Mm,
a few days, and then I had no one to talk to about it because everyone had already read it and didn't care anymore. And that that sucks,
hmm.
but the thing is that I was suddenly into this thing, and so was a whole lot of other people. And I looked for fan content, and it just wasn't there yet because it was too new. And
Yeah.
then I was like, "There's a demand for this,
Yeah.
and I can give it. This
Yeah.
could be very good." I thought to myself, and then I was like, is anyone doing like any post pacifist ending things?
Hmm.
Maybe an ask blog? Nobody? Oh shit, I gotta do it now. You
Hmm.
know?
Totally.
Also, at the same time, oh, you're doing.
Yeah.
Go for a run, boy.
Anyway, no, I think that was really shrewd because it really paid dividends, especially
The
when
other,
it got yes.
it was kind of a perfect storm too, because at the same time I had been going through like a pretty bad bout of depression. I'd like dropped out of community college and a bunch of other things, and I I finally like talked to a therapist about everything, and they'd gotten me on like Prozac and some other stuff,
Oh wow.
and I was like finally starting to feel better and having energy all of a sudden, all this energy that I didn't know what to do with, and and I mean depression. The I didn't know it was depression because I thought that depression was always, you know, thinking that you wanted to die, and I didn't feel like that. I just felt like I had no energy and I
Yeah.
didn't even want to do the things I loved, and that sucked.
Mm.
But you know, so it took a while for me to figure out it was depression. And then after I got back the energy to do the things I loved, all of a sudden I had all this, and then I saw an opportunity and it was like I'm going to make something amazing. I
Yeah.
said to myself.
And you did.
But even then, I don't think I quite I think I hoped to have about 100 followers.
Oh my goodness, that was freaking blown out of the water.
I know.
Oh my god.
Honest, I never would have I never would have met any of these people if it weren't for AFAC. It was the very first
Aw.
dub that I was a part of.
Yeah.
I was, if you probably remember the tiny fan dubs that sprang up around AFAC, I was part of one
Yeah.
of those. I voiced Undyne and Adrian in it. It
Huh.
never went anywhere, but it was how I met Winter. It was how I met people from TwoAllNighters. It was how I met a lot of the people that I consider my very closest friends online nowadays.
Yeah,
My closest friends, period.
we met through. I remember that there was so we're making reference to obviously the YouTube kind of dub that really exploded. That was exciting. But then I obviously met you, Sage, through the audition that like the YouTube channel did for some kind of bit parts. And they had done bit parts. I've always admired the way that the AFAC dub worked because it was so clever. Because if you were watching it and you were enjoying it, you could audition to appear in episodes through the Askers. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was all Mama Bird's doing. That was her idea.
Yeah.
It was a very clever idea.
Yeah, that kind of really garnered and used the kind of momentum and kind of reinvested it into the episodes. Super good. Anyway.
Seneca was a lot of
I went to her wedding not that long ago.
Oh,
Like,
crumbs.
she ended up getting married to a guy that she met on that dub, and the whole time he was like during the party, the groom, partially drunk, was just like, "This person helped me meet my wife!" Yeah. And
Amazing.
I was suddenly very popular there.
That's so good. So good. Let me just take a look at my notes here. So, like, we're talking about, like, the explosive popularity of the kind of first wave of this comic, and then the YouTube channel came in. I heard a little while ago on one of these episodes from Megan Comicat about how you guys auditioned for that under different names. Is that right?
Oh yeah, that's fun, because like I realized because I had started doing this thing where, because some people were doing small dubs, and I realized suddenly, oh, people are doing stuff on YouTube with AFAC, so and like consuming fan content is just it you know, it fuels me, so of course I was thirsty for it. I would literally go on YouTube every day and type in AFAC in 10 different ways to see if anyone had done anything new.
Yeah.
And that's how I found that so quickly.
Yeah. Totally.
And I saw that they were auditioning people, and then I decided to look in and see who had auditioned, and not that many people had yet. So it was like, huh, maybe we have a chance. And then I told Comic Cat about it, and they were like, oh dang. And then I thought to myself, like, if I just come in as TrashQueen and say like, hi, I'm the creator of the comic and I want to be a part of your dub, then of course they're gonna take me in. Like,
Yeah.
But I don't really want to get a part because they saw my clout as person who made the thing. I want the right person to get it.
Yeah, totally.
Like, if they're better than me, then they should get it, you know? And if I don't get a part, then that's fine.
But you did.
So what I did was to set myself at the same bar as everyone else. I went in under a pseudonym. So did Comic Cat, actually.
Do you remember what your pseudonym was?
It was Treasure Dog, because my avatar is a cat, and my name is TrashQueen. So it was kind of a cheeky little joke.
Super good.
And
you got casted.
And then eventually they did actually, they contacted me aside, they contacted me as TrashQueen, and were like, hey, by the way, we're doing this dub. We wanted to, A, ask if it's cool, and B, ask if you wanted to be involved at all. And at that point I had to tell them, like, who I was.
Yeah.
Because they, we got on a Skype call with them, and I was like, hey, don't let this influence your decision at all, but I did actually try out under this name. And she's like, oh, well, you already got Undyne's part.
Nice.
You were the only one who shouted.
Yeah, so good. And it
tried out
worked.
for a lot of parts because I was like, I want to get one of these, maybe. Undyne was maybe the third thing I tried out for.
I have so much enthusiasm for the fact that it's a project that obviously you've made and that you've injected so much of your passion into, and you recognize that there's another group that are similarly passionate, and you freaking join in. That's so good. Man.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, amazing.
Put on clothes to show you care.
We're doing the date scene right now.
Wait a second. Wear clothing.
I'm just working on the intro.
Oh, you didn't change your clothes? Oh no!
That bandage.
You're wearing the bandage.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I haven't put on any. Oh God, no.
Put on some clothes.
I'm sorry. I'm just so elite at this game. I just haven't needed to put on any more defense. You know. That's my excuse. I actually spent the entire of last episode fighting. What was it called? Like the secret boss before Papyrus.
Oh, what, Glide?
Glide. Yeah, it took the entire stream.
Oh, show off.
No, man, it was really hard.
I wanted to teach you from the very beginning.
I've never actually unlocked the fight with Glide.
It's really obscure. You have to, it's before the fight with Papyrus, and you have to go in front of the hidden door, the kind of secret ending door, and just kind of wander around there for 3 minutes. So it took forever to stream it because I had to walk around for 3 minutes every time I failed.
My dating
Your
power.
dating power!
It is increasing. Yeah.
Oh, guys, I love this. Questions. I need to freaking guide the conversation. So we've talked about the big break. We talked about the excitement of doing something that was not only invigorating for you, but you could join in with other people on. Did you get the sense that you were balancing Did you get a sense that you were doing things for the sake of kind of placating this growing audience, or were you only ever doing something that you wanted to do?
Well, there was certainly this feeling of responsibility.
Yeah.
Because there's this point where you realize that what you're doing affects other people in ways that are important.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But does it in terms of what you're doing now, do you find it hard to balance producing what you love with producing things that you think are going to placate the audience that you've built up?
I don't worry about that at all.
Oh, yeah?
Listen, if you make what you love, then someone else is gonna love it. like I don't even really like, I mean, it crosses my mind when I make it what I think the audience will react with, because like of course I'm gonna think about that sometimes, but at the end of the day I'm making something that I think is cool.
Yeah.
And like obviously, being that it's an ask blog and it's interactive by nature, they are going to steer it in ways whether I want them to or not. Like I'm sort of taking like a DM like role, like if referencing Dungeons and Dragons here for a minute.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about D&D in a bit. that's
But the
You found my secret.
Amazing. Sorry, it's just like we're having it's weird. We're balancing like a really cool conversation that I'm really enjoying with like one of my favorite parts of the game as well.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun right now, guys.
The what was I saying?
Oh crap, what were you saying? You describe yourself as the DM in terms of what, managing?
Yeah, so yeah, obviously there's going to be influence from the audience because of that. And I have a few fans that influence the comic more than others because they just like send in a lot of questions, and and then sometimes
like
they just
Climax Striker and Mia Mouse.
Climax Striker, I try not to coddle him or treat him as like better than everybody else, but he keeps sending in like awesome questions.
He does.
I mean, it's an example of someone who's really in love with the story that you're telling and wants to contribute.
And while we're on the subject of like high profile fans, there's also Walter Teagan who basically single-handedly made me an entire wiki, and like he went through the entire comic and counted how many asks each user had sent in.
Oh jeez, wow.
Whoa.
And he basically calculated that Climax Striker, by a huge margin, has sent in the most asks they've gotten on the comic.
Oh man.
God damn.
I mean, how do you balance that? Do you are you starting to feel like, oh, maybe I'm being a bit unfair here? Am I being biased?
Well, I do. Whenever I see Climax Striker send in something, I have to send it in through a filter of, okay, did anyone else say it too?
Yeah.
And if they did, I usually choose them because, like, they should have a chance to be in the spotlight too.
Totally, yeah.
But if he's the only one who said it, then I have to, like, look through a filter of, okay, is it necessary? Is it, like, really good? Can I, like, not live without it, basically?
Yeah.
Like, it has to be very good at this point. He's on hard mode at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
You hear that, Climax Striker? You got your work cut out for you.
No, he knows. He knows.
Yeah, totally.
I've literally spoken to him. Like, he's on my personal, like, Ask Frisk and Company Discord server, and we've spoken on several occasions. He's a good guy. They're all good guys.
Yeah. Totally.
If they're not good guys, I kick them out. So.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Mia's also gotten a lot in.
That's true.
But
yeah.
like not nearly as much as him. But
I think I got Mia in line for another episode of one of these. But anyway, like we've talked about, obviously.
Mia's a sweetheart. I love her.
Yeah, really. Just the work she does is so amazing. Like I have a lot of fun watching what she makes. But anyway, like in terms of like you've got an established sort of like you've carved out a sort of space for yourself in this fandom, but also for your work. You've got these communities, you've got these relationships. Like, what would you tell yourself before beginning now that you know now that you didn't know?
Well, I probably wouldn't tell myself anything because I don't want to cause a time paradox. But barring that, if I saw someone going through something similar, like someone like me.
Yeah, if you had advice for somebody who wanted to kind of go into like the same sort of creative space.
Or like a me from another universe where it doesn't affect my whole thing.
For the sake of argument, let's call it a maverick. Yeah.
Yeah. Then That would be hard. It would be like, hey, listen, some of your characters have asymmetrical designs and stuff, and that's good. That's fine, but you got to keep track of what side Maverick's horn is broken on because people will notice.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I can confirm I've been trying to replicate your art style for this intro, and it is kind of hard to find consistency. It's like, what the fuck is happening with Elvis's face?
there is a correct side, but I keep forgetting.
Yeah, you guys should talk after this about that.
But yeah, and there is also just the fact that this comic has taken place over the course of like several years, so my art style has shifted because that's what happens.
Yeah, totally. And I think generally it's been for the better.
You see this on like actual cartoon shows sometimes. Like if you look at like early episodes of Steven Universe or Adventure Time, and then the much later episodes, they're always better and cuter later.
Yeah, totally.
Because the person drawing it has like gotten better at drawing them. Has like cut out all the extraneous parts that they didn't need.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've like whittled them down to the perfect essence of that character.
Man, I'm having fun, guys. Like, oh my god, I hope you guys are as well. If you're watching.
Also, I would probably also tell myself, whatever. I would tell myself like, hey, I know that it's really cool and awesome to respond with sass to your haters, but maybe don't do it so much. Maybe you need to just ignore them and block them. It's okay.
Oh, okay. So, what do you feel like?
Like
in the past...
you don't have to prove anything to like when people say mean things to you. It's because they want to get a rise out of you. Like don't do it. I know it's hard. I know you just want to lay it into them. I know that they're telling you that like vaccines are fake or some other kind of dumb thing that you or they're like making fun of Frisk's gender or any other thing but just don't do it. Don't.
Yeah. I must admit, obviously, following the Tumblr, I've seen that before. I mean, it's difficult to know, isn't it? Because it's so easy to let yourself get engaged in that.
I mean, I'm a white cis person, so like
yeah.
And I hadn't even like necessarily come to terms with being bisexual at that point.
Yeah.
White, cis, and Christian, and a bunch of other things that are very privileged.
Yeah.
I live in California, which is usually a pretty nice place. Yeah. But so and when I decided to make Frisk agender, I did it purely because I had seen other like trans spectrum people being like, hey, this is important to us. We like Frisk is they, and that's important to us.
Yeah. And
they're only referred to as they. And then I'm like, okay, why not?
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be a big deal at the time.
And indeed, it shouldn't be, should it? You know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it shouldn't be. But at that point, I wasn't trying to start anything, and I didn't think it would, but it did, and it sort of gave me a taste of what those people go through, because that's just their life.
Yeah, totally. Oh, man.
And now I've had to develop a thicker skin because of that. So, like, I've reacted with a lot of vitriol because I didn't expect it, and I hadn't developed the calluses necessary.
That's such a horrid word to use, but I guess it is true, isn't it? You kind of develop.
I mean, I shouldn't have to, and nobody should have to develop those kind of like calluses to that kind of treatment. Obviously, ideally, everyone should be treated with respect, but the reality is that you often don't, and you got to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah, agreed.
And I hadn't learned. Why is it so much more upsetting when it's in color?
Yes.
That's too many abs. Tammy, why'd you do this? You don't even like muscle.
Flexing contest? Okay, flex more.
Did she just say, like, okay, fine, I'll create you a monster?
Yeah, and
if you're going to make me draw muscles on a character, then I'm gonna do it in the most grotesque way possible.
Have you seen Temmie's like animation work as well?
I have. Oh my god, Potion.
It's very cute.
So good.
Yeah, it is so
I
good.
know.
So good. Oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure hasn't she worked on like another game recently?
I don't know.
She did. I can't recall the name of it, but she did actually release her own game. Let me check and see what the name of it is again.
Plug that game.
Yeah, that'd be great. Cool. So we've talked. Let me just jump onto my questions. Listen, guys, if you're going to do a regular Escape to what? Escape Chasm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the name of it.
Groovy. I'm gonna move the conversation on. Seriously, I feel like we could just hang out and just talk forever. But we've talked a lot about Undertale. The Fandom Lives is predominantly, obviously, about Undertale content creators. But I was originally envisaging that it would be about not only that. We've also talked about like the difficulties that you've had, like the advice that you'd give yourself or to other people, and it's all been good. What about outside of Undertale? Like, do you have any other interests?
Oh, well, yeah. I've many. Which one would you like me to expound upon? I feel like I should give everyone a warning here. I'm autistic. One of the traits of being autistic is that we have many special interests, and we can talk forever about any single one of those, and you basically asked me about my special interests.
Yeah.
Well,
You've been warned.
I mean,
well, since all three of us are huge D&D nerds.
yeah, we gotta talk about D&D.
Okay, let's go that way then.
We gotta talk about D&D.
Okay, well, yeah, I got into D&D because I watched a podcast called The Adventure Zone.
The Adventure Zone.
And I watched The Adventure Zone because before that I was watching My Brother and Me, which I would often listen to when I was in my depressive episodes, and I would basically just like listen to like their podcasts, and then after I ran out of podcasts to listen to, I would just do a bunch of reruns of it. And I'd have that playing in the background while I did something like play Minecraft or something that I could just mindlessly do.
Yeah.
And that's mostly what I did while I was depressed. So, anyway, at some point there was an episode where they decided to play D&D for fun with their dad once, and then that kind of spun off and went out of control, and they played it so hard that they made themselves cry.
Yeah, totally.
And then at that point, I was like, that's beautiful. I want to try. I could do this.
Remember, kids.
And then I was like, I looked around at all my friends, and I was like, fuck, no one knows how to play D&D.
Yeah, totally.
So then I bootlegged a bunch of books.
yeah, that's the way we will do it.
I got a bunch of books on 3.5 edition initially, because that was easiest to find online.
Yeah.
And I basically single-handedly taught myself how to DM by reading those and listening to other DMs talking about how they DM.
Yeah.
And also just from listening to the podcast and seeing how that goes. I made up a story, and that was... And then I invited over a bunch of other friends who also had never played D&D. And we had our first session, and in the very first session that we ever played, one of the players, who was my cousin, she was playing they were all level 1, obviously, because that makes sense. She was playing a level 1 wizard, and I had like this encounter setup that wasn't meant to be like, it was sort of unwinnable. It was more of a cutscene that they could fight in. I was trying to do one of those like,
Yeah.
you know,
At the start of the
how
game,
sometimes
where you
like
fight.
an unwinnable boss.
Yeah, that you kind of come
Yeah.
back to later, like more excited to beat them because you've become so much stronger. That one. Yeah.
Yeah, except like basically there was a giant sea serpent, and like I had you play through something like this actually.
Oh yeah, I
I've
remember this. Yeah,
done
yeah.
many iterations of this campaign before
Okay.
and after this, but there was a giant sea serpent attacking their boat and threatening to destroy their boat, and I would just sort of have them struggle against it to see what happened.
Mm.
And during this, I had planned for the sea serpent to basically swallow everybody and then eventually spit them back out on a beach somewhere
Mm.
and then leave, and they don't know what's up with that. But while it was, and it capsized the boat, knocking the whole party into the water, and one at a time I had it like swallow everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't worry about it, you're still alive, but you're in a serpent right now, and you can't move that much, and you're level 1, so you can't just cut your way out of it like Kratos.
Yeah.
And the last one was the wizard, and he wanted to save his friends, and he was super desperate, and he had a surprising amount of charisma for a wizard, because nobody knew how to spec anything. And he got on top of the serpent's face and started just scolding it and saying like, "No! You've been bad! Let go of my friends!" And he crit on a charisma. So
Amazing.
So I had the serpent actually got intimidated by him and like didn't swallow him and just sort of like didn't finish destroying the boat, left the boat alone, swam over to the beach, spat out his friends, let him down.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I pretty. In fact, you remember I run a game for you and Comicat and a bunch of our friends, and there was a time where you guys were under attack from a dragon.
Yeah, and something similar happened.
And something very
with
similar
Arthur.
happened. Yeah, like the random NPC that they picked up at the town before, who's like experiencing like combat for the first time in his life, just like gets his bow out, aims at the dragon.
NPCs where we just Pokemon a boy.
Yeah, just
Yep.
literally just like, hey, you just winked at me from across the bar. You're coming with us. Oh God! I just love.
Apparently, this is a thing that happens a lot.
Yeah, like it makes sense because like when you have the freedom in a game like D&D to do whatever you like, well, you're going to make some pretty crazy choices, and I think that what makes that so exciting is the fact that you have the freedom to do that. Oh crap! I forgot about the surprise.
Oh, what?
The surprise! I'm going.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen of the Twitch viewing audience, you're not Twitch, you're YouTube. I'm gonna DM you. Where are you? I'm gonna DM you on Discord a word.
Okay.
This is called, ladies and gentlemen, a new regular feature of the Fandom Lives, the Dob Nobble Challenge.
What?
And I've messaged you on Discord. Have you got Discord out?
Yes. I see a bunch of nonsense.
Do you see? No, it's not nonsense. It is the Dob Nobble Challenge. Your challenge is to read that word.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm leaning over to the other screen.
Yep.
It's incredible badidibble dribble drabadabadibble double dobby dob nobble.
Whoa, that was a good effort. I appreciate that.
Did I do it wrong?
I mean, obviously you could work on a bit of fluency there, but I think you've done
Well,
very well.
This was my first cold read. Give me a break.
Yeah, no, it's good. We'd had some time in the social server, when I was just not when you haven't had enough sleep.
Is this like secretly a slur in like some made up language?
It's a made up word that I made up in the social VC, like, and just went crazy with it, and we spent like half an hour trying to say it in as like eloquent, and you've done really well on that. You've done far better than I'd ever expected.
Listen, I've made up fake languages before. This is nothing.
Oh my goodness. Sage.
Like, if I just put some spaces in there, it wouldn't be that hard.
Where are you, Sage? Where have I messaged you before? Oh, there you are. There you are. I'm going to message it you. Because you're here, you need to do the challenge.
Alright, I'll give it an attempt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sage Wild.
Credited dribble, bada biddle. Wait. Drabada doubled, dob novel.
Nice.
I feel like some Who's down in Whoville are like blushing and being like, "How could you say that?"
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna finish this encounter and then
in front of the children.
How do I do the Shiren thing? I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna smile.
Oh, you gotta hum at her.
Yeah, gotta. Okay. Just bear with me. Hum it. Yeah.
A funky tune.
Whoa.
Keep humming.
Keep humming. Monsters are drawn to the music. Suddenly, it's a concert. Amazing. This is so cool. Yeah. I hope you guys are having fun with this.
Again.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. You feel like a rock star. What I love is that the attack animations are also coloured. Did you notice that? That's so good.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like it could get, like, confusing, possibly.
Oh, totally. The glide fight, I'm convinced it was harder. You and Sharon have come so far, but it's time. You both have your own journeys to embark on. You hum a farewell song.
Notes.
Oh god. I won.
Huh. We didn't get Sans handing out tickets made out of toilet paper.
Strange, isn't it? I must have chosen the wrong things.
Aw.
Where is the nearest save point? Seriously, where's the nearest save point? Where's the nearest save point, guys? Oh god.
I don't know.
Maybe
it's in that the piano room.
Maybe. What I'll do is I'm gonna find a place to stop the stream because I think we've come far enough and probably wasted enough of your time, Deanna, because I know that you're busy.
Onion-san just.
Yep. There you go. We're gonna say
so
goodbye.
fast.
We're gonna say goodbye. Thanks for coming to the stream, and maybe see you in a few more weeks for the next episode of the Fandom Lives. Oh yeah, Onion-san. Yeah. I basically do Krillin from Team 4 Star. Anyway.
Yeah, that's fitting. I'm
gonna stop the stream now. God bless you guys. May the force be with you, and see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.